Aerodrome Finance, well, you have to position yourself correctly right now. My name is mikemadz. Let's start this video. Before we start the video, as always, Aerodrome community, make some noise, comment, subscribe, like. Every comment and every like matters, guys. The more people engage, the more the video is going to be pushed out and the more people are going to see about Aerodrome. So let's start. All right, let's stop wasting time. Let's jump straight into it. I want to push out this video as fast as possible as, again, Aerodrome is at crucial support levels here. Today, I'm going to cover why most people are wrong about Aerodrome. Still, the best case scenario here for the price action for Aerodrome, where we might bounce here, and also unfortunately a true worst case scenario that is definitely possible here, not likely but a possibility, and of course also when I'm personally selling my Aerodrome position back. So let's start. All right, starting off, why are most people still wrong about Aerodrome? And as always, let's take a look at if everything is running accordingly here in order to still be bullish, or in order to start turning bearish here on Aerodrome. Of course, taking a look at that, first things first, taking a look at the metrics, guys, super important. Here a post from Patrick Scott. The growth trend index volume on base is intact. Even with the most of the market cooling down, volume on Coinbase's chain is still pushing to the upside. And this simply shows you, of course, we need to be bullish on Coinbase. We need to be bullish on base in order to still be bullish on Aerodrome. And as you can see here, volume is absolutely still at impressive levels and is not slowing down despite the market here being at the cool down phase, as you know. Yes, despite the prices being down here, of course, and the sentiment being absolutely terrible on Aerodrome, this is what matters here. Coinbase is winning, base is being adopted here, and you have to keep in mind, this is not a short-term fad here. This is Coinbase, guys, and most probably here, Coinbase is gonna keep dominating here in the future. Of course, the number one bet here on Coinbase and base is gonna be Aerodrome here, as it is the number one DEX, so don't get it twisted. Taking a look at the next post here from Milk Road, incredible. Base managed to keep over 1 million weekly active addresses on chain for 14 weeks straight. This just simply shows you base is being used, okay? It's not a short-term hype here. Base is being used simply because it's cheap, it's fast, and it has great integration here with Coinbase. And with the smart wallet here being slowly adopted, base is simply being used. Of course, all of this benefits or is gonna benefit Aerodrome here in the future as part of this volume. Of course, it is gonna flow into Aerodrome. And I personally think volume on Aerodrome is in for a second leg up to the upside here after this small bearish phase that we're currently in. Taking a look at the next post here from Alexander. L2 landscape is changing faster than people appreciate. Just look at the second highest volume pair in all DeFi today. Again, in all DeFi today, it was on base plus Aerodrome Finance, guys. This sums it up perfectly to me. People are simply not bullish enough on base, and more importantly, people are not bullish enough on Aerodrome here. But as investors, as you and me, this is a great spot to be in, as you can bet on these prices while the sentiment here is bearish. Super important in investing, and especially in crypto. Be in when people are bearish, get out while people are super euphoric and when there is no FUD around. So great positioning we are currently in my personal opinion. And keep in mind, guys, again, this is a bet on Coinbase here. Aerodrome is also a bet on Coinbase. And of course, Coinbase is here to stay. As you can see here, it is the largest centralized exchange in the US, the custodian of 90% of US BTC spot ETFs. And of course, the most important thing here, Coinbase is officially partnered with BlackRock. So if you are betting on Aerodrome, you're indirectly also, of course, betting on Coinbase here. And Coinbase is at a great positioning here. And in my personal opinion, this is only just the beginning. Now, despite all the metrics I keep showing you here video for video, people are claiming just only one thing and one thing only. It seems like people learned a new word and want to sound smart. All they say is Aerodrome is too inflationary and Aerodrome will never see all-time highs again. And for those people, I have just simply one question here. One very simple question. Guys, Aerodrome pumped from the bottom here to its top 2,800%, okay? I want to ask you just simply one question. In this time frame, did Aerodrome stop its inflation? Where was inflation here in this time frame? Why didn't inflation matter here while the prices went parabolic? This just simply shows you guys, especially if you're still holding Aerodrome, people need to find a reason why their bag is down and need to justify panic selling their bags. And of course, FUD is going to be around here at this bearish phases, especially if you're down 60 to 70%. Absolutely normal, but for you as an investor, you need to differentiate here. Who are you going to listen to? People who are in their first cycle and are scared and panic selling, which is totally fine, by the way, guys. I was there before. It is a completely normal human behavior to sell when you're down 70%. Or are you going to listen to people who are OGs in this crypto space, who are actually developers in this crypto space, and who are actually pushing for Aerodrome to be adopted here and are pushing for the entire Coinbase ecosystem to be adopted here in the crypto space? Be careful who you're listening to. Now, again, inflation matters, no question about that. And inflation is going to matter here in the long term. It's going to be super important, especially in the bear market. But in the bull market, guys, all that matters is going to be the narrative here, the base narrative. Utility of a token is also going to be important. And the most important thing is going to be volume, guys, and new liquidity coming in. So I'm not saying inflation is not important and that the FUD is absolutely pointless. Yes, inflation is high on an Aerodrome, no question about that. But this is why exactly you have to make use of the protocol or at least lend out your Aerodrome. So just a small note here on inflation. Let me know your comments down below. Do you agree or do you disagree? Let's take a look at the price action. Let's take a look at the first scenario here, which is going to be the best case scenario. What is the best case scenario currently for Aerodrome and where is the price going to bottom here? And I want to remind you here, guys, this is the total chart currently for Aerodrome. So we don't have a lot of data points here. Aerodrome is fairly new. So keep that in mind here. If you look at these candles here, 3 green candles and 2 red candles. So not a lot of price history. The best case scenario for Aerodrome is that we are already at the bottom here and that we created this double bottom formation. Is it a possibility? Yes, definitely possible here, as we are already down here over 60%, which is totally fine here, even in a bull market, to retest those lows. And those wicks here actually look very promising to me, as wicks indicate that there is purchasing power here at those low levels. So for the best case scenario, the bottom is already in, which doesn't mean here that we're gonna straight pump here to the upside. This could mean here, guys, that we chop sideways here the entire summer months. Keep in mind we're below the bull market support band. Okay, so we are below the bull market support band and we're currently even below $1. So 2 super important indications here we need to be above. First of all, pump above the bull market support band, hold it as support, which is approximately going to be around the level of $1. Once we hold it as support here, most probably here after the summer months, not financial advice, then we can expect the next move here to the upside to $3, $5, etc. So that being said, if the bottom is already in, this would mean that from current levels here, just to get back to the all-time high, already a 176% move to the upside. So already super attractive, just to get back to the all-time high. So attractive levels to start DCing in, especially if you don't have a position and especially if your average is higher than the current levels that we're in. A super interesting gain here just to get back to the all-time high, not financial advice. Let's cover the worst case scenario. You always have to prepare for more downside risk. This is crypto. Everybody could be wrong. Black swans are a thing, political nightmares are a thing, and prices can move unexpectedly here, and you need to prepare for even the worst case scenario. So it is possible. I'm not currently anticipating it, and this is not my base case, but it is definitely something you should have in mind, as this is crypto again, guys, and crypto is at the end of the day risky business here. Now take a look at the worst case scenario. This would mean that we are currently in a cycle similar to 2019, where altcoins saw massive gains to the upside here, but also had a massive retracement in between those cycles and then had a second leg up in 2021. Okay, take a look at that. This would mean, unfortunately, that Aerodrome can dump all the way down here around the level of 36 cents, would put Aerodrome here at around the level of around the 85% correction. Keep that in mind. Support wise, it would make sense here to bounce off those levels, and this would represent a huge opportunity for Aerodrome if and only if we repeat here the cycle of 2019. Now, personally, I'm not expecting it, okay? I expect simply the summer months to be red, but after the summer months, I expect the prices here to recover, and especially towards the end of the year here and 2025 year, early 2025, I expect to have a second crazy parabolic run to the upside. Of course, I could be wrong, but this is how currently I'm positioning myself. But of course, as a YouTuber here and as my core audience is actually Aerodrome audience, I need to remind you guys, of course, there is more downside risk. So don't bet money here that you're not willing to lose. Especially don't bet money you need in the short term here. So even if this were to happen here, I would expect here Aerodrome still to recover from this phase and to have a second move up. But this would mean, again, more pain to the downside and this would be absolutely totally max paid scenario, which I personally am not expecting. All right, coming to the question when I'm personally selling my Aerodrome and what I'm currently doing here with my position, I want to show you where my mind is currently at and why I currently sold zero of my crypto. Okay, currently I sold zero of my crypto at this current stage. Why is that? Because I simply think here we're still in for a second massive move up to the upside here. And I personally believe that we're currently here in this bear trap. And I personally think here the real FOMO and euphoria phase is not in yet. This is why exactly I'm still bullish on Aerodrome. I'm still bullish on my altcoins. I also have to add, some people keep commenting here that the bull market didn't even start yet. No guys, we are fully deep here into the bull market. Maybe some people think that because they're invested into the wrong projects here who didn't really have a lot of upside here, unfortunately. If you are in winners, you would have definitely noticed that we are in the bull market. But either way, I still believe we are around 60 to 70% deep into the bull market. And this final leg up here is still to be expected. And this is exactly why I'm still bullish on Aerodrome. And this is why I keep posting those videos here. Not because I seek exit liquidity, as some people think. Not because I want to spread misinformation or cause FOMO. Just because simply I personally think we are at this stage of the cycle and I still currently hold my position. Now taking a look at what I'm currently doing. Again, this is the best time to make use of your Aerodrome. As you can see here on Seamless Protocol, the return is increasing. Just simply lending out your Aerodrome, guys. You don't have the risk of impermanent loss. With liquidity mining, you have that risk. You just simply lend it out with Seamless Protocol. Super safe way. And I expect this return to even increase as the TVL is going to increase here on Seamless Protocol. So this is all I'm doing, holding my position, earning yield on it basically, not panic selling, just simply holding, waiting out the summer months, taking a look at the metrics, seeing if we are moving in the right direction. And this is all I'm doing, okay? Let me know what you're doing here. Comment below. At the end of the day, guys, be bullish on yourself. That yields the most returns. Do your own research. Super, super important. And the most important thing is, as always, don't get wrecked.
Giving up from blue tops like Mars Simpson, just hard discipline, pot simmering, cooking up, no rocks in the pan, watching the plan form in the sand, bidding castles out of thoughts in our head, late nights, no sleep in my bed, trying to see my dreams manifest. Look at that, now look at that, we nice. Put the past on ice.